It is the 5 o'clock hour. I am Lisa Concepcion, certified professional life coach, energy leadership master practitioner. Are you kidding me with that title? What? Energy leadership master practitioner. What does that even mean? Oh my goodness me. What a responsibility. Basically, that's just a fancy way to say I read vibe, and I can help people to raise their energetic frequency so that they attract more positivity into their lives. So what's up, Noel? Happy that you are joining me on the 5 o'clock quarantini, where I am bringing you some high vibes, some good music, some insights and tips and things every day, 5 o'clock, to help us all get through this time of uncertainty, this time of like, oh my God, am I gonna get the coronavirus? Am I gonna have like my chest like, right? Like, you don't know what you're gonna do. You have no idea. It's uncertainty. You freak out, you get anxious, scary. So I'm coming to you guys every day at 5 to show you that how you choose to live is all about your mind, right? It's a mind game. So today I'm going to share a hack that I did on myself in 2015. I was dealing with some cervical dysplasia for like a decade. Awful. And I had to handle it, right? And nobody can tell me that there was going to be a cure. There was like nothing. So I'm like, all right, I got to get control over this. I got to get a sense of peace, a sense of power, a sense of like, I got control over this. So the number one reason why we feel afraid is because we don't have control over our situation. But we do. We kind of do. And that control comes from our mindset. So back in 2015, I had this thing where I had like cervical dysplasia, and this doctor was like, girl, it's like precancerous. Like, you need to figure this out. And I'm like, oh my God, like, what happened? Jeffrey Ross weighs in with a ridiculous question, and he says, you misplaced your cervix? Really? Are you an asshole? Like, who asks that question? Bye. Time to move along. Dysplasia means cells that are not healthy, cells that are basically fighting against your own immunity. And so dysplasic cells can happen anywhere in your body. In my case, it was cervical dysplasia. And I had to handle it, right? So mentally, I had to go back into myself, and I had to figure out, what do I need to tell myself? So I did this thing that I'm going to share with you guys and girls, so that you could up-level your own immune system, especially now with this coronavirus thing. We're freaking out. We're watching the news. We're getting reports after reports. We're getting inundated on social media, on the internet, the whole thing. We're going down rabbit holes, searching for things. And ultimately, all roads are saying there is no cure. Until there's a vaccination, we're pretty much screwed. And you need to stay inside and be alone. So there's got to be a better way, right? So I'm here to bring you the better way. And it's a way that I used 5 years ago. Ricardo Villalba, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Villalba, Ricardo. Hi, I love that. Thank you so much. Highest health to you too, honey. Thank you for those well wishes. I receive them with love. Thank you. And I blast them out to the people on the live right now. Okay, so here's what I did. I wanted to get like a bunch of people in here before like revealing the whole tip, but we have a good amount of people on here. We got Lance Greenberg, we got Alan O, bunch of people on here, which is cool. So I'm just gonna share my story, and you guys can, take whatever resonates with you and use that. Lainey Lanzo's on the line. Thank you so much for joining in. Much love to you up in the dirty Jers, girl. I hope you're doing well. Quarantining with that man of yours. Okay, 2015, I had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life that was leading me down this path of a lack of well-being. I was getting divorced. I was coming out of a very narcissistic, codependent relationship. Was not good. I was feeling very bad about myself. And so my health was a direct reflection of consistent thoughts that I had in my life at that time. So this thing, this cervical dysplasia, came at me like hardcore in 2015. And I had to handle it. I had no choice. So here's what I did. I basically did a visualization technique where I laid in my bed and I put my hands on my heart. I laid there and I just was like flat in my bed, comfy. And I put some like peaceful music on in the background, you know, some like meditative music. And I had this visualization where, and this is going to sound really funny, but it worked for me anyway, because I'm a very visual person. I imagined the trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of cells in my body as smiley face emojis. Smiley face emojis. So if you could just lay in your bed, put your hand on your heart and breathe, and just imagine your cells of your body as bazillions and bazillions of smiley face emojis. Yellow with the smile face, and they're all bouncy and happy. And what you're gonna do as their leader is that you're gonna envision them like an army, all lined up, vast seas of them. I mean, all you see is this sea of yellow, and there are all these little happy emojis. And what you're gonna do as their leader is that you are going to command them to heal your body and add joy and basically knock out any of the dysplasic or angry or sad emojis that they may find along their way. So what you're gonna do is, I had this deep visualization meditation where I literally envisioned all my little happy emojis scooting around my body from my toes all the way up to my head. And all of these happy little emojis, whenever they found a dysplasic cell, a cell that harbored resentment, a cell that didn't have forgiveness at its core, a cell that was negative and angry, I asked that happy emoji cell to bump into that other cell, just knock up against them, and automatically they would be turned into happiness and love and light and forgiveness, and all the resentment and everything would just be let go, let go, let go. That's what I kept saying. I was laying there in my bed and I'm like, okay, happy emojis, I command you to go all along my body and just clean and clear any anger, any resentments, any negativity, any fears, anything that has me not aligned with the truest of what I know that I am, which is love and light at the core, right? We all are. At the core, we're love and light. We're all healed, whole, harmonious, loving, adoring. So I did this, and I would do this like every day, twice per day. I would do it in the morning when I woke up. I would lay there, then breathe, and be like, okay, where are you? Happy emojis. Okay, everybody line up, and on my command, unleash well-being all about my body. And any negativity, anger, uncertainties, fear, you just knock into those cells and you bash them away. And it worked. It totally worked. 1 month after I was told that I had precancerous cells on my cervix, I went back to my doctor after doing this thing for 30 days of going in my bed and breathing and thinking of my little emoji cells blasting around my body. I went to my appointment and I was able to get a diagnosis where whatever I had subsided and there's no traces of it anymore. And just keep doing what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. The doctor said, like, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing what you're doing, because like there are no traces of your abnormality anymore. There's no traces of any dysplasia anymore. And that was like, holy crap, that was so empowering to me, because I was like, oh my God, I have the ability to heal myself. And I believe that we all have this ability. And I'm sure that you've heard, right? Noelle's weighing in. She loves that idea, right? Because you feel powerful. You're like, dude, I'm in control of the cells of my body. And each cell, and this is scientifically proven, has like little pockets of your energy, and you could either fill your cells with positive energy or negative energy. And people that you hear oftentimes that they're like, oh my God, they had terminal cancer and they turned it around. They gave them 6 months to live, and like here it is 5 years later, cancer free. They don't know how. It's like a miracle. So what we need to expect right now are miracles. We are worthy of miracles. We see miracles every day. Like this weather, this beautiful, I mean, my God, gorgeous, is a miracle. You know, and look for the small miracles in your day and expect them and use them to flood your cells with positivity. Like, what are things that you can be grateful for? Despite all this craziness that we're seeing with coronavirus and everything that's going on, like, what can you right now be grateful for? Comment below, like, throw me some hearts and likes and whatever, and comment with something that you're grateful for today. Right? What are you grateful for? Noelle says, too bad we don't learn these things in grade school. Visualization and thought. I know. It's totally true. But you know what happens is the programming that we have from the first year of life until we're like 12 basically sets the tone for all we're trying to recuperate from in our whole adult life. So we get so programmed, we're like little sponges when we're between ages 0 and like 14, and then we end up spending our whole entire lives healing from whatever it is we were programmed to believe in those early stages of life. So if you're a parent and you're on this right now, like, please be mindful with what kind of energy and programming you're giving to your children. And if you're watching this and you're single and you're like, oh my God, like, this is what I'm about right now. I'm like by myself, I'm dealing with coronavirus, uncertainty, awful. Like, what did I do to get myself here? These are all normal questions. These are all like normal things that we all think about. And this time that we're in right now is really forcing us to take a minute and chill out and go inward and ask ourselves the bigger questions. Why am I here? What am I here to do? Am I satisfied in my life? Am I thriving in my life? Do I wake up in the morning and am I like, oh my God, hell yeah, let's go. Let's do something good for the people. Or am I just on autopilot? Those are questions that this time in history causing a lot of people to ask. And I think that's a blessing. I think we're going to come through this. You know, the people who come through this are going to have massive inspiration to do something completely different in their lives. Right? So this is definitely a time in history where we are in a time of evaluation and looking at, you know, how can I heal myself, right? Is it, and also the bigger question is, how did we get here? Like, how did we get here? I was talking about this on a live the other day, and it was like, you know, we have been so negative for so long, and we have been wanting more and more and more and more. It's like we're never satisfied with what we have. We're just on to the next thing. I'm so guilty of this. And thankfully, I have my handsome Mr. S, who always grounds me and reminds me of how to be super present and grateful and acknowledge an accomplishment before running off to the next thing. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Much love. And, you know, it's so important to think that, right, in your life. You're, like, too busy going off to the next thing. We were using the analogy of Amazon Prime. And, Mr. S bought baseball cards, and they're from like the 1990s, right? 1990, your baseball cards were? So from 1990, he pulled a baseball card up, and it allowed you to like order a t-shirt, right? It was a t-shirt, and you would basically put a check in the mail to an address that they gave you, and in 4 to 6 weeks,
6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah. Please allow 6 to 8 weeks.
Wow. So you were supposed to take a check, write a check to this random address.
Yeah. Put your address.
Put your address in, so it required trust, right? Because they have to ship it to you.
Right.
So you're sending money and random goodwill, maybe it'll happen, maybe not, to the address because your baseball card said to do it. So you have trust in the baseball card.
Yep.
And you send it off 6 to 8 weeks, and you wait, and then randomly in your mail, a t-shirt appears.
Right.
Could you imagine? We flip our shit if I don't
We don't want to give out any information.
No, number one, we don't want to give out any information, not even an email. People are so not into that. Jason Silverman says, I did the same thing. Hey, shout out to all my Gen Xers who are on the line. People who were born between 65 and 80. Give me a shout out. Give me a thumbs up. Tell me the year that you were born, because I believe that during this whole thing, Gen X can lead the trail. We can be leaders, and we can help people understand that this is not the end of the world as we know it. Instead, we can cope with this, and we can help other people cope with this, because Gen Xers did exactly what Jason Silverman said. He had trust. He put a check in the mail to the baseball card company, said, hey, I want a t-shirt, right? What was it, $4.95?
Yeah.
$4.95, right? You probably asked your parents for a check, right? And your parents had to believe it. So you're like, Ma, can I have a check? I want to get this baseball card t-shirt, you know, and they did it. Oh, when is it coming? 6 to 8 weeks, and they didn't think anything of it either, right? But now we live in a time where Amazon Prime, I order something, I want it arriving in 24 hours, 48 max. And if it takes
6 to 8 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks, this was. I remember how psyched you were.
Like,
how psyched I got read it. I'm like every day.
I just gave you all my pertinent information, and
yeah, no one cared.
I'm gonna wait 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
2 months.
Here's all my information. 2 months, no problem. I get a t-shirt. And then you're like looking at the mailbox. You're all happy like when it gets close. You're like, oh my God, it's coming. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. But that's to tell us, right, that the way things have been going, albeit it's amazing. I love that I could order something on Amazon Prime and get it, 2 days later? I mean, I love that. And I love the progress. I'm all about it. But it is messing with our mindset as far as entitlement and gratitude, and really taking a minute to be like, wow, like, thank you, Amazon. Like, thank you. Because Amazon, do you remember Amazon in the 2000 when it came out? It was books. It was books. I was working in publishing. I was working for a publishing company as their director of, actually, I stand corrected, not director yet. I was manager, public relations, book publicity. And I was doing book tours for authors. I was helping them get press. And 2000, Amazon came on, and let me tell you, to get noted on Amazon was the biggest deal. To be even like written about on Amazon was huge. And now it's like we can buy anything off of Amazon. Even now, I'm on the phone with my parents, and they're in their 70s, and they went and they stocked up their refrigerator. They got a bunch of food and stuff, you know, supplies so they can hunker down and handle the coronavirus isolation. And I'm just like, oh, don't worry. Like, if you run out of stuff, you could always just Amazon Prime it. Like, I take it so for granted. And they're looking at me like, what? So it's just crazy. And it's important to keep in touch with the people who might not be as technologically, like, on the up and up. And just look out for them. Order your parents' stuff if you need to. You know, if they're running low on certain things, ask them. Be like, let's take an inventory. What do you need? What do you need? And, like, you could always Amazon them. But you know, this is a time where us Gen Xers, right? Comment below with the year that you were born. If you are a Gen X like me, I was born 71. Mr. S, you're 65, right?
Yes.
You're 65, man. You're like right at the beginning of Gen X.
Yeah.
You identify Gen X though, because you came home from school and had responsibilities. You had to take care of yourself, right?
Oh, God.
And your brothers too.
Yeah.
And then one was little, and you had to like make them grilled cheeses and like get them fed. So you
laundry, the whole deal.
Laundry? You did laundry?
I sure did.
You did laundry. How old were you when you did laundry?
13.
So you were 13 years old, 14 years old, and you're doing laundry for your family.
And cooking.
And cooking. You're running a household basically. No, Gen X, we hold it down. Gen X is no one to mess with. It's like, if right now you were going to look for a mentor, this is for the young people, right, out there who might be watching me, because I have like this big sister, mom I wish I had vibe. I'm 49 years old. I just turned 49, like, I don't know, 10 days ago, something like that, whatever, I don't keep track. But I'm 49 years wise, but I'm fun, like I'm young, right? So I get a lot of people, like I adore my millennial clients. I mean, they are so like on their professional and personal development. It's great. And, you know, they're looking for someone to be a leader to them who can love them in a way that they didn't have when they were little, or let them vent about whatever they got going on, albeit relationships, career. There's a lot of stuff people are dealing with, and when you don't have that support system the way you need it to be, I'm not saying their parents are whacked out, nothing. Their parents are loving and kind, just as my parents, loving and kind. But it's always good to have a mentor, someone a little bit older, a little bit wiser, somebody who's done a little more rotations around the earth than you. And even, you know, age doesn't even have anything to do with it. It's like, I have clients who are in their 50s. They're like 10 years older than me. And they're coming to me and they're like, oh my God, how'd you get over your divorce? What did you do? This and that. And they want to know, what did I do to get to here, right? Like, here's cool. You know, I know where I'm going. Like, over there is even better. But over here right now, palm trees, beautiful, beautiful man being DJ for me right now. Bless his heart, the Mr. S. Always encouraging me to come to the people in a positive way. And Mr. S is a corporate dude, so he comes at me with a great level of discernment over how I should show up for the people. Because you leave it to me, no, you leave it to me, I'd be like party girl lunatic. It'd be insane. But thankfully, the Mr. S has a shared vision with me for my business and how I can help people. And I'm so grateful. Thank you for that. You hold it down. You hold it down. I'd be crazy otherwise. You got the hair big and the whole thing. Crazy. So we have people, you know, hitting me up. If your thing is going ding, I apologize. People see these lives and they like blow me up. But I want to know, how are you all holding up? How are you holding up? We got Dan Bordy Greco shouting out from the Bergen County, New Jersey. I love to see you here. Thank you so much, and feel free to share this video content. If you guys are digging this, like every day, 5 o'clock, you can come and chill, regardless of what goes on in your life, right? You're on your own, you're dealing with the quarantine, the self-isolation, your mind, you know, it's easy to go down these rabbit holes. But if every day you have a place to come at 5 o'clock where you can bring your own, whether it be alcoholic beverage or not, it doesn't have to be alcoholic beverage. You can have juice, you can have a green drink, you could do your little, you know, chai latte, whatever. You know, right now I'm rocking a little, blue curacao. I got some vodka. There was some ice crushed tequila going on too. I don't even know, but it's delicious, you know. Dan Bordy shouts you out, Mr. S. You're getting a fan right here. He says, thank God for Mr. S. Thank God for Mr. S. I agree. Holding me down, keeping it real, keeping me like grounded. So I want to know, how are you all doing, right? What are we at, like day 6 of this mess? Day 6, quarantine, self-isolation, going out and about for bare necessities, not mixing it up, keeping a 6-foot distance. Mr. S almost clocked a bro today because they were violating the 6 feet. You were like, can these people not understand how important it is to keep a healthy distance, right? So we're working hard to do that. Mindful, everybody, please be mindful of your space, your physical space. So here's what you do. Extend your arms, full wingspan. I'm a little girl with long arms. My knuckles drag the ground, practically. But for real, put your arms out and then add a foot. And that's your physical space until further notice. You want to keep a nice physical space. 6 feet, they're saying, but I think it's more like 7 or 8. I think it's the more the better, you know. So let's see, who do we have on here? We have Ryan Stewart, Dan Bordy Greco. We have a bunch of other people chilling out on a Sunday fun day wherever they are. I hope it is fun, and I hope it's not too crazy for you. You know, a lot of people can go down this rabbit hole. Dan Bordy Greco says, we need more normal Lisa, not wild Lisa. But even in my normal, I'm a little wild. So, I mean, authenticity is everything. But yes, I understand, like now, more than ever, you want to hang with somebody who's grounded, who's like, I got this. I really do believe, though, that Gen X, we definitely have a leg up. We can be of tremendous service to other people who are freaking out right now, because we are very, like, We got this. You want us to stay inside? Oh, honey, I've been staying inside my whole life. I know exactly what stay inside means. You don't go out until I come home. Or no, what was it? You came home, you ate something, and then you were allowed out until the lights came on, because we didn't have cell phones. So we'd get on our bicycles, we'd go to the common area of the street of where we would meet up with our friends. And then when we noticed the lights came down, the street lights went on, the sun was starting to set, we knew to go home for dinner, because we didn't have our parents texting us. We didn't have any of that. Could you imagine being like 8, 9, 10 years old and you're just out in the world on your bicycle, and the only thing that tells
I can imagine it.
Right, I know.
Years.
I did that life too. Could you imagine though, now these kids, they don't know what to do. Their parents are up their ass every minute, blowing up their phone. They don't even leave their house. They don't even leave their house. I don't know. I mean, but the thing is, these are the parents though now. These are the parents, and they complain to me and they say, oh my God, my kids are always on the technology, like they don't know how to fend for themselves, I have to do everything for them. Go back to your upbringing. Go back to the magic of encouraging the little ones to problem solve, to do for themselves. You know, ask them, put them to use. Hey, listen, I'm taking a shower. I'm going to need you to, like, you know, make a snack for you and your little brother. You're 12. Your brother's 8. Make a peanut butter and jelly and just sit still and hang out and watch some TV for a minute while I shower or do whatever. Like, parents cannot do this now. And here we are, quarantining, cheers, and we have parents that, you know, their kids are grown adults and they're still all up in their shit. Let them be. Let them figure shit out. And I get it. You want to give them a better life than you had yourself, blah, 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 blah. But you know what? Gen X, really? Did we have a better life? Not really. We created our own better life. We came home, we flicked on the MTV, we made ourselves something to eat, and we sat the hell still until either our friends called us and we were like, all right, let's go meet up, or our parents came home from dinner. We didn't have constant communication like this. And this is it. Now fast forward, we're in our late 40s, 50s, and this cluster comes down upon us, and we can hold ground. We can be steady and still for everybody, because we know how to chill. We know how to relax and go with the punches and roll with the punches. So I'm hopeful that you guys are having a beautiful Sunday fun day. It should still be Sunday fun day. Just because we're ordered to stay inside and, you know, be in our own little pod, if you will, of solitude, we're not really alone. We're never really alone. You could hop online. Look at this. We got the quarantini going, people chilling, hanging out. I got the palm trees behind me. I got some chips, delicious. I'm rocking some Ridges, Ruffles, Bullerford. But this is what it's about. It's about coming together. It's about reaching out to people in your friends list and introducing yourself to them and asking, hey, how you doing through all this? How you doing? I'm Lisa in Miami, and I'm going to start reaching out every day to 10 to 20 people and just saying, hey, how are you doing through all this? Are you coping okay? Are your parents driving you batshit crazy with the worry and the concern? Like, do you need to talk to somebody who's not connected to your circle that you can just vent to? And I'll give you some ideas of how to cope with this crazy that's going on right now, because I'm coping pretty good. I have a delicious cocktail, adoring man beside me, music on my system here playing, and it's all about what you make of the situation. Do you see me constant CNN, Fox, BBC, news all day? No, I'm news rationing. Hashtag that, news rationing. That's another thing that our news media is not telling us to do. They're not telling us ration your news. Ration your news. News rationing. Hashtag news rationing. Practice news rationing, meaning you get to decide when you want to be informed. You get to decide 2 times a day, 3 times a day. You check in, maybe 10 minutes, get informed, here's what's going on, and then you go on with it. And then you go on with it. But if you're sitting there with the CNN and the Fox News and the BBC and the CBS and the NBC and whatever all day long, it's sinking into your subconscious mind. And that stress and trauma and drama is not going to make your cells happy emojis, like I said early on. You want your cells of your body to be functioning like happy emojis, so that it could fight off any kind of disease. I don't care if it's it's a new virus, they don't know, it came from an animal and we're human, so it's a completely different game. Doesn't matter, does not matter. The light and health and healing of your cells, that's all you need. And you program them from your mind. You program them. So tonight, they're supposed to be at 9 p.m. I think it's 9 p.m. Eastern time. The Pope said everybody join in a worldwide prayer. I am a huge fan of the energy of collective consciousness. So tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, I don't care if you're Catholic, Muslim, whatever, Buddhist, whatever your jam is, we are all of one God, and we're all unified in this corona cray. So get your pray on, get grateful for all you have, right? Prayer, there's a way to do prayer. A lot of people pray from the lack. Please God, don't let me get coronavirus. Please, dear God, let me don't get coronavirus. Oh my God, I would flip the fuck out if I got coronavirus. Oh my God. It's not the way to pray. Can't pray needy and lackful. You gotta pray from faith. You gotta pray, thank you God for keeping me healthy, and thank you so much for the abundance of well-being that is all around me, that I have access to at any time. Thank you so much for keeping me spinning on this rock in the middle of the universe without flying off of it. Thank you so much for the beautiful friendships that I have, and the person that's in my life who adores me, my family, my friends, the food in my fridge, the ability to have the funds to pay for the things that I need to get me through this. Like, thankful. The more gratitude we express, the more healing we will get, the more grateful we will feel, and the better those emojis, those happy emojis, those little cells, line them all up. We have trillions of them. Make sure they are happy, that you're filling them with intentional healing light, intentional good vibes, because that's what you need. You're going to be watching the news and you're going to be freaking out. You know what you're doing to your cells of your body? You're making your cells afraid, and your cells cannot combat what this thing is. So if the more you say, okay, I am going to picture all of the cells of my body, I'm going to picture them as happy little emojis, and I'm going to command that they scoot around my body, and anytime they find an emoji that is angry or sad, they knock up against it, and instantly they turn into happy and let it go. So that's my message for today's happy hour quarantini. I'm going to do this every day at 5 o'clock, probably from my balcony where it's bright and light and sunny and fun. Unless further notice, you never know, things are changing moment to moment. They might have a full-on lockdown where I can't even be on my balcony anymore, but it doesn't seem that way. It seems like they just want you to kind of stay to your own home environment, so that's what I'm going to be doing. But doesn't mean we can't have some fun, some upliftment, some good tunes, and some good vibes being exchanged between us all. So thanks so much for tuning in to today's Quarantini 5 o'clock happy hour with me, Lisa the Love Coach. And if anything I said resonates with you and you want to connect with me, just to vent, just to have somebody that you can touch base with and connect with and handle anything that you have going on as you're reflecting now, the time of reflection into your life, and like, what's going on with you and what do you want next? Hit me up. I'm here. I'm just a little button away, and we can connect, and I'd love to hear your story and learn more about what you're doing and how you're going through and making it through this time of uncertainty on your own. Thanks so much. Much love to you guys, and you'll catch me again tomorrow at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern on Lisa's Lowdown on the Quarantini Happy Hour. Thanks. Bye.